Good evening, I'm Emma Collins from Popwire. Tonight, a story that isn't about missiles or military strategy, but one that may already be affecting your household budget. A conflict breaks out thousands of miles away. No American troops are involved, no direct threat to US soil. And yet within days, gas costs more, groceries cost more, and your retirement account takes a hit. The question worth asking is a simple one. Why does a conflict most Americans may barely follow start reaching directly into their wallets? But before coming to our main news, make sure you have subscribed to our news channel Popwire so that you'll get all latest updates quickly. Here's what's happening. Renewed tensions between the United States and Iran are once again centered around one of the world's most critical oil transit choke points in the Middle East. A significant portion of the global oil supply passes through a narrow maritime corridor, and any disruption, or even the threat of one, sends immediate shockwaves through global energy markets. This pattern is not new. Middle East instability has triggered oil shocks and economic ripple effects in the United States for decades. But the modern economy is far more interconnected, which means the impact travels faster and reaches further than ever before. What makes this moment particularly concerning is the speed at which everyday Americans begin to feel it. Oil prices spike on speculation alone, before any physical disruption actually occurs. Gas prices respond within days. Shipping costs rise, and grocery prices follow shortly after. Airlines adjust ticket pricing almost immediately. At the same time, financial markets react. Retirement accounts and 401ks take hits during periods of volatility. Investors move towards safer assets, which signals broader instability. Consumer confidence weakens. People spend less and save more cautiously. The Americans who feel it first are middle-class families, daily commuters, frequent drivers, and small businesses operating on thin margins. This isn't a war economy. It's an anxiety economy. This raises an important question about where this story truly belongs, because it is quickly shifting from a foreign policy headline into a domestic economic one. Businesses are beginning to pause hiring and expansion plans amid sustained uncertainty. Inflation pressure, which was already a significant concern, now has a new accelerant. Federal budget conversations are quietly shifting as well. Defense spending priorities are rising while debates over domestic programs intensify. The bigger concern now is the realization that America's economic health is deeply dependent on stability in regions most Americans rarely think about. What this means for everyday households is significant. The core tension here is not military, it is financial. The US economy remains structurally vulnerable to energy disruptions it cannot fully control. Global supply chains mean that instability along critical routes affects prices everywhere. The conflict itself may be distant, but the economic infrastructure connecting it to American kitchens, gas stations, and retirement funds is anything but. The grocery bill, the cost at the pump, the balance in a savings account, they are all quietly tied to geopolitical stability that most people don't consider until it shows up in their monthly budget. Looking ahead, in the short term, oil prices are expected to continue fluctuating. Gas and airline prices will likely remain elevated, and market volatility will persist. In the midterm, if instability drags on, businesses may slow hiring further. Inflation concerns will resurface in policy conversations, and consumer spending patterns will begin to shift. Travel, dining, and discretionary purchases could all contract. In the long term, should escalation continue, federal spending may pivot more aggressively toward defense. A renewed push for U.S. energy independence could gain significant political momentum, and a broader economic slowdown becomes a real possibility. The key variable in all of this is duration. A brief spike causes temporary pain. Prolonged instability reshapes policy, markets, and daily life. The takeaway tonight is straightforward. Global conflict is not abstract. It is priced into every gallon of gas, every flight, and every trip to the grocery store. Americans may not follow geopolitics closely, but geopolitics follows their wallets, whether they are paying attention or not. For now, that's the latest on this story. I'm Emma Collins, Popwire.